But guys, welcome back to episode 40 of Fight Geeks podcast. Episode 40, man. 40 episodes. I remember
40 episodes, arguably.
That's crazy.
That's at least 22 hours of footage. Probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of content on us right now. And if a AI scammer wanted to scam our parents using our voices and use our AI voices to call them and then make a claim for $5,000, we need bail money. They could easily do that right now with 20 hours of footage. But we hope they don't.
But I fear God. I don't fear no AI.
Yeah. Man versus AI. Who will win? I got man all the way.
Because nothing's smarter than
we created AI.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with that take.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that take as well because
but that's off topic for what the real plan is right now. UFC 288 happened 1 week and a day ago. And it honestly wasn't the most exciting card. We had some fallouts on the fights. We had some trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? That they got through. They put it on a nice event. But first three fights, Kron Gracie versus Charles Jourdain. I mean, listen, Charles Jourdain, he knew what he was doing. He went in there. He beat up a rusty Kron Gracie. That's all it was.
That wasn't even rust. That was
that was like oxidized Statue of Liberty type rust. That's what that was.
It was not an MMA fight. He didn't come in there to fight. He came in there to grapple, and he didn't fight, dude. You're in an MMA fight. Disappointing. Yeah. Kron Gracie with the
go to a different promotion if you want to act like that.
You're carrying like the biggest legacy. Like you're like, is there any other Gracies fighting right now?
I believe in the UFC. No,
that's what I'm saying. So this is disgrace to the family, and honestly, I'm not putting any disrespect on the family itself. But how are you gonna? I don't know. It was an MMA fight. That was not a fight. Yeah. Disappointing to see.
And next up, we had the fight that got switched around in many ways. First off, it was Bryce Mitchell versus Jonathan Pierce. Then Jonathan Pierce backed out. Movsar Evloev got in there. What? Then Bryce Mitchell got injured. So we had someone making his debut, Diego Lopez against Movsar Evloev. And Movsar Evloev, he's 10 ranked. He got the win over 3 days. It was like, I don't even know how many days notice it was for Diego. I think it was like 3 days. But guess what Diego Lopez got? He got his win money for stepping in so late and saving the card. Dana White went up to him. It was pretty dope to see.
Good shot.
So maybe we'll see some more of Diego Lopez. But then we had the women's fight, Jessica Andrade versus Yan Xiaonan. And Yan Xiaonan slumped Jessica Andrade. Andrade. Yeah, by the way, we were getting flamed in the comments for pronouncing Andrade wrong last clip. Because we said it Andrade. I was like, okay. Do you hear my lips just dry as shit in the mic?
I could give a bollocks what the people have to say about us, all right? They knew what I meant. So, whatever.
Exactly. Like, you know what you mean? We're new MMA fans.
No. So, now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. As what you guys like to consider as casuals, me, just not, I don't watch every card. Freaking this girl that I've never heard of who slumped Jessica Andrea. All of a sudden is getting a title shot now. Like, how does this work?
It's against Zhang Wei Li, so it's going to be...
Who else has she fought?
It's going to be in China, the Battle of China for the best women's MMA artist. Dude, it's going to be awesome.
$25K pay.
I could see it as a co-main event to something big. I could see it a co-main event to Leon, honestly.
Give it a co-main to Connor. Give it a co-main to...
Yo, imagine Usman versus Hamzat headlining China, dude, even though that wouldn't even...
I probably do one of the guys in her DMs today.
Your wife is in me DMs.
No, he was like, I like Usman Chimaev at 185. I was like, no. We got
185.
I was like, they got to fight welterweight.
185.
I was basically saying what Dana White said. I said,
bro, Usman. I'm sorry, Usman, but 185, bro.
I said, I think you should fight Chimaev welterweight because that'll get him right back in title contention. As to where, like, because if he beats Chimaev, like, that's huge. Like, you're.
I know it is. It's like, all right, you're back. Yo, speaking of Usman, check out what he posted on Snapchat earlier. This was him as a kid.
Bro, what the fuck? Why did he look like that?
I don't know. But guys, the co-main event, Gilbert Burns versus Bilal Muhammad. Gilbert Burns had some battle scars to show for this fight, man. So he got injured 4 different places.
What happened here was you cannot fight this many times. Your body
in a year. In the first quarter of a year. He went crazy on the first quarter. Do you want me to read off these injuries?
Yeah, read off the injuries, but right before you read this off, I just want to say Bilal's shots were not the most damaging shots I've ever seen in my life. There was not... We were watching it at our buddy's house, couldn't really hear the fight too much. We didn't really know what was going on. We didn't really know he was hurt even until after the fight.
We honestly
But all
didn't.
I'm saying is, like, Bilal was not giving the most damaging shots I've ever seen to be able to give him the injuries that he had. So I think what this showed was fighting so many times in 1 year or a 6 month span, literally just fought back-to-back cards, is not good for you in... you're going to get injured because you got to imagine you're sparring, fighting, and then sparring, then fighting, then sparring, then fighting. Like, that's not good for your body. So what all the injuries he had was?
So he had 4 total injuries, all in the left shoulder. That I guess he, like, basically just landed on hard as shit when he got something involved on the ground with Bilal. And, yeah, dude, I mean, Bilal, it honestly wasn't as impressive as it should have been for someone fighting 3 times and taking that 16 days notice. He should have finished Gilbert. You feel me?
Yes.
But he had a AC joint tear. I'm not going to explain it. If you want the full explanation, check out our Instagram. A deltoid tear. A trapezius tear. And then he sprained 2 of his spinal cords. All just going on impact to that mat. I mean, this is insane. And he's just like, in the interview, like, it's honestly not the worst it could have been. It's like, dude, your shoulder is obliterated. Dude, literally meat grindered.
So going into the 4th round, guys, he had said...
this is the comment that put me onto this. The fact that he was able to finish that fight is way more impressive than... That's from Zachary.
So going into the 4th round, this is Gilbert. So he's like, I can't use my left shoulder for nothing. And then he's like, is it round 2? The coach is like, no, it's round 4. We got 2 more. He said, we got 2 more.
Yeah, Gilbert was out of it.
So Gilbert was out of it, man. That spinal sprain, like, that ain't no joke, bro. You're totally not thinking about the fight at that point when you're in that much pain.
Honestly, if I was him, I would wait till 2024 to fight.
And DC was
or late 2023.
He said he's hurt, but he will not quit. And it's like, true, like, this dude...
Because how can you quit?
He said he thought about quitting so many times. I mean, he thought it was round 2 going into round 4. It was probably the longest.
That's honestly, he was probably like, hey, okay, it's round 4.
Either way. That's
so Gilbert took a beating. Bilal is up next on Leon versus Colby, which we haven't had too much news on besides Colby Covington basically saying Leon backed out of fighting this summer. Which, let's be honest, I mean, did anyone think that was actually happening?
Leon deserves to sit out. Dude,
yeah, I mean,
he pound for pound, number one of them beat him back.
278, then 286. I mean, that's a decently fast turnaround. That's like a perfect turnaround. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But yeah, then the main event we had Triple C. He came back. He tried to reaccomplish something that he'd accomplished in the past.
What we saw in this fight was a very competitive one. It was just
wasn't Henry's night.
Entertaining. What happened was,
could you even say that was rust? I don't even know if I could say it was rust.
No, you could say it's inexperience. Connor was right when he tweeted out, dude, he's got sub 20 fights.
True.
He's as much as he's a gold Olympic freestyling champion, I think Aljo and Mighty Mouse said this, that weird shit that Aljo does where he gets on all fours once he tries to take you down. So what he'll do is he'll try and take you down, he'll foul, and then he'll just crouch on all fours and like move his head in a weird way. And fighters like Henry, who's a freestyle gold medalist, not a jiu-jitsu guy, you know, a good fighter is going to hop and turn on the back real quick. Henry was just kind of staying there, made him stand up, which is what Aljo wanted, was to stand up so he can go for another takedown. So he would shoot, foul, get on all fours because you can't really punch him or hit him, and then you would let him stand up, and then boom, he would do the same thing. So that probably low-key won him the fight. There was weird little tactics that everyone's saying if this was ONE UFC, he would have won. But it's like Aljo would have adapted to those rules. So if Aljo's truly just doing this pussy-ass shit to win, respect. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, and Aljamain's, he's breaking bantamweight records.
That's what I'm saying.
He's just doing his thing, you know what I mean? East Coast, too. We got to represent Aljamain a little bit.
I'm cool with Aljo. He's just, it's funny. Everything's not lining up for him. Who does he have to beat to get respect? O'Malley. That's it. If he gets O'Malley, I think you have to give him the respect.
He has to beat O'Malley and Volkanovski.
Well, yeah.
To get GOAT status.
To get the haters' respect.
That would be like top 10 status if he did that.
No, that'd be top 5. That'd literally be top 5 if he beats Volk and O'Shea.
Yo. That would, because if he just takes Henry's plan and then someone plays that clip in like 2 years, if he is double champ, that would be the craziest. I don't know,
I've been doubting him his last 6 fights.
Just keep doubting him, bro. Keep winning. But yeah, guys, UFC 288 was dope. Honestly, we got a little, like I said last podcast, a little slump in crazy events. You know, I mean, all the major champs basically just fought.
I mean, yeah, now
but we have a Manny Nunes, a respectable
formidable opponent. And
fighter.
And
with a not really credible opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, they had
people are saying it's a better fight.
Juliana Pena's injured, guys, so that sucks.
She broke her rib or something.
Yeah, and do you want to know who trains with Juliana Pena that I didn't know?
Kamaru Usman.
Bilal freaking Muhammad in the
Really?
same gym in Chicago.
Wow.
So, because she was in embedded. And I was like, damn, I did not know they trained together. But
do we know how she broke her ribs?
I think in training. Because, dude, she was fine in the UFC embedded with Bilal.
Damn.
And I was like, wait, what? But throughout the week, I mean, some rankings updates, actually. I'll actually say these on here after the fight. So Hudo is the number 3 bantamweight in the world. What do you like think of him being there, bro? Like,
that's a cheat code.
I think it's like okay, is he just leaving where he left off? It's
respectable though, right? Because you had one judge give it to Henry. You had a split decision bout, so he basically almost beat.
Dude, do you want to know the thing?
So
I think people are only freaking out is because the time period he was gone. Because imagine like if John Jones didn't get number 1 pound for pound after winning. Like John Jones, he took a year off, right, and he's right back up the top of the rankings.
He'd be like number 3.
He did win, he did win, but like it's kind of like let's just take the time period away of Henry. Let's just say he had to vacate from an injury, quote unquote, and come back and fight. He would keep his rankings up there.
Somehow an active John Jones.
You know what I mean? Like
is just,
no one below Henry beat him besides.
The thing about John Jones, he was always
the
pound for pound fighter, and then he left and just went away.
Automatically just spawned back in at number 1.
Whoever the rankings guys are, the most honest people I've ever seen. But yeah, after Islam lost to Makhachev, this was supposed to be a number 1 pound for pound fight. The guys over at the rankings said
some places were tied.
They said Volk's still number 1. The ESPN rankings came out and blah, some of them, but the official UFC rankings said Volk's number 1. And then as soon as John Jones won,
Bop spawned in at the top.
they just gave him number 1.
That's funny as fuck, bro.
So respect to the odds makers over there, whoever makes those, the rank.
And also respect to some people that say it's tied.
I'm cool with the tie.
Because you know what I mean? Like they aren't conforming to the UFC's rankings. Do you want to know what I think we should do? We should have like each of us give our top 10s and then have the averages.
Okay.
Like all of our friends just have like their top
pound for pound right now.
The Fight Geek pound for pound. We got to make that, and we'll have it on the Instagram. We'll do it once a.
I agree.
Once, not every month. I don't think. Every week, I guess. Yeah. Like who's your top 10 every week?
Probably every month.
Yeah,
like 2.
We might have the Fight Geek pound for pound, Fight Geek rankings list coming soon,
or as soon as it changes. We could do this. We'll have a top 10, and then as soon as one of ours changes, we update them.
True.
Guys, we have a new.
Yeah, if someone's 10. Like, all right, I got to update my shit. Let's redo the averages.
I'm actually down to make a list.
Because I think the Fight Geeks pound for pound could be dope. You know what I mean? We could always have it on the story as well, so you can check out the most recent.
Right.
We might have to make our own little rankings page. But, guys, throughout the week, we have had a couple announcements that we could react to. Tom Aspinall is number 5 ranked. He's going all the way down to fight number 10 ranked Marcin Tybura right now.
Comeback fight. I like that.
It is a comeback fight. Honestly, I kind of wish that if Pavlovich could have waited and fought Aspinall instead of Blades like 2 weeks ago, that would have been fire.
Okay.
But I mean, because tell me him versus a Blades.
This is a good fight.
I don't know. But then, yeah. Cyril Gane, he's aiming to return in September, and he wants to fight Sergey Pavlovich.
I respect him for wanting to fight the best fighters.
But this is the thing.
Even though Cyril slumped with his grappling in his last 2 fights, for him to call out the 3 hardest hitters,
I know.
Or not, I guess John Jones.
And the thing about Pavlovich is already set for the title fight. If Pavlovich takes this Gane fight, he can garner a hell of a lot of respect from freaking.
True.
And he knocks out Gane too. He can get so much respect.
My prediction is John Jones
and maybe even get noticed from John Jones.
He'll get the title shot. He'll probably fight Gane. That'll be interim of some sort. John Jones will fight Stipe, retire, and then they give him. And then who does he fight?
Bro, if Sergey knocks out Gane, John Jones versus Sergey, the one who submitted him, the one who knocked it out, we need it.
Have you seen
need
John
Sergey
Jones
to knock out
he's
John
not
Jones.
Gonna fight him though.
I know he wants to retire after fighting Stipe at Madison Square Garden.
I mean, he sees the fight as not that big. I see it as a pretty big fight.
Same, especially I mean, maybe he
not as big as Stipe, but.
So I wish that could have been Ngannou, bro. Damn. But Ngannou's making an announcement on the 16th, so we'll see what that is. That's in 2 days.
Woohoo.
I hope he's coming back to the UFC. That'd be insane if he just announced that randomly. But guys, we had UFC Charlotte yesterday, which was kind of like a weird event. Honestly, it looked kind of sketchy on paper, but in reality, it was honestly a nice event. Jailton Almeida won. We had Johnny Walker beat Anthony Smith that had PTSD. We had fuck, who the hell was that, man?
Guys, can we ask, is Anthony Smith okay?
Yeah, deadass. We're gonna have an Instagram reel going up.
So if you guys
probably
didn't see a
tonight.
viral clip going on, obviously every single one of you guys watching have seen it. He goes, "What did he say exactly? You tried to hurt my family?" Something like that.
Yeah.
He said, "You tried to hurt my family."
And Walker said, "What?"
He said, "What?" You said, "You tried to hurt my family." I said, "What?" And then everyone's like saying, "Oh, he has PTSD," because if we didn't know, a few years ago, he fucking got robbed.
Yo, in DC when that happens, like they're talking to each other. They're talking to each other. Because you know how like they be talking to each other, like
oh
talking
my god,
shit.
do you hear that?
And they're talking to each other. They're talking to each other in there.
They're talking to each other.
But guys, if you enjoyed episode 40 of the podcast, drop a like. Do you want to say anything?
No.
We'll be back for episode 41. Episode 40 it means it's a milestone in this journey that we're on of podcasting, but at the same time, we'll look back on this episode just how we do any other episode. We'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Let's go, boys.